Deontay the Bronx Bomber Wild, the WBC heavyweight champion of the world. And I'd like to give a big shout out to CJ Goodfellow, Sports TV. Bomb.
Greenwood Stock Trading wants to show you how to make money in the stock market. Be a successful investor and make money from anywhere in the world you choose to be. Travel more. Spend more time with friends and family. Or simply just enjoy the freedom to have fun. What are you waiting on? Join us today on your successful options trading journey.
All right, man. Let's talk about it's an interesting question on Twitter. Out of 3 fights in April, who has the tougher fight? It says Errol Spence Jr., Errol Spence Jr., Shakur Stevenson, Canelo, all negative 400, $1.25 favorites to win their upcoming bout. Who has the hardest fight out of all three, in my opinion, is Canelo. No, it's not Canelo. To answer the question, Canelo has an easy fight, and people want to act like that don't exist, like he didn't pick him, and like he not gonna have some stipulations on his ass. But on FanDuel, Shakur is a negative 400, Canelo's a negative 430, Errol Spence is a negative 400. So yeah, he bought whatever sports book he used, he about on point. And Canelo is the biggest favorite on the sports books. I mean, he's the biggest favorite on the sports book. He's a negative 430. So when you look at these numbers, let's look at Canelo, right? Look at this number right here. It takes, if you bet 100, you see plus 300, you bet 100, that's what you win. You see a negative, for people who don't understand how this betting works, you see a negative. So you got to bet this number to win 100. So you have to bet $430 to win 100 on Canelo. All right. You have to bet 100, you win 280 on Oscar Valdez. So they banking on, Valdez having more of a chance than Bivol. And then you go up to Ugas, it's 270. So they banking on Ugas probably having more of a chance than they saying. But the book space, this FanDuel book is saying that Ugas got the best chance to pull an upset because of the eye injury. Well, they just saying he got the best chance of pulling the upset, right? In my opinion, this is going to be Shakur Stevenson. A lot of people just think he's going to run over Valdez. I think Valdez is a real threat. I think Valdez is the better opponent out of all three of them, in my opinion. All right. I think he's the more battle-tested opponent. He won a title in 2 divisions, right? Did Ugas win a title in 2 divisions? Did Bivol win a title? Bivol just became a real world champion 2 fights ago. And he been fairly active too. You know what I'm saying? So in Oscar Valdez, I can't deny he's one of my favorite fighters coming up, man, before that T situation. And, I really didn't hold him against him ducking Shakur Stevenson. It had to happen. In the lower weight classes, it's not enough money for it not to happen. And, if he fought Emmanuel Nervete, it didn't matter. He's going to get whooped on. It was going to be brutal. But once you go over and look at this dude's box rank, they kept him fairly active. Even he had a fight in the pandemic. He had 2 fights last year. You know what I'm saying? He had 3 fights in 2019. So he been fairly active. People just think because he shot away from the fight that he's scared. He's scared. I'd rather have a little bit of fear. A little bit of fear make me more conscious and make you concentrated. And Mike Tyson said that's what kind of drove him, was kind of like the fear of losing and stuff of that nature. And then you look at Dennis Ugas, he been fairly active too. He fought 2 times in the pandemic. Yep. And when the first year of the pandemic, how about that? He fought once last year, you know what I'm saying? So, obviously he got a wounded opponent. So I understand why, he's the biggest, he got the best chance on the books. He got a wounded opponent. But, like I said before, I just don't see PBC I don't see him. The thing about it is, I don't see him going to Dallas poaching the belt from Errol Spence. So that's my thing about it. I don't see him going in Dallas and poaching the belt away from Errol Spence. So that's just my hypothesis on that right there. I don't see him going to take a belt. Like I said before, I think, and you look at Bivol, he been, his activity rate ain't, what it was when he was top around network shit at the HBO. He fought 2 times last year, didn't fight in 2020. So it's really all about the same. Like I said, right here, he was a fake WBA champion. He fought Craig Richards just last May and became a world title holder. So, like I said before, he ain't never defended shit. I mean, he defended the title one time. Valdez can defend his title over and over again. So Valdez is a better fighter. You know what I'm saying? You know, people look at that. He is a more talented fighter, man. I mean, the talent is he's just as talented as Bivol, in my opinion. And he got it to back it up. And he won two titles. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? He got to, he might not fought like great names to you, but he fought the Mexican Russian, even Gravanovic. And yeah, he retired now. He had like a little injury or something. That's a tough fight to have. He's a good fighter. You trying out Robert Garcia's gym. He beat Morel Moraga before Lomachenko did. Scott Quigg, he came in overweight. I mean, he got a good Jason Velez, Miguel Pachetti, even though he had the Rona, that was the rumor. I didn't like the whole thing where he still fought Robert Gasico, didn't look too good. That was some bull job that he fought him, but his resume better than them. Of course, Ugas got Sean Porter on his resume, and he got Sean Porter on his resume, and that type of stuff. But Ray Robinson, that's a good win for him. But once you look at it, bro, I mean, Pacquiao, his resume better because I'm gonna give him credit for Pacquiao, Sean Porter and them. But I just think, he got the best resume. I think Valdez got the best of both worlds. He got a belt, he defended the belt, he got another belt, defended the belt. You know what I'm saying? And talent wise, you know what I'm saying? I think they all up there with each other. You know what I'm saying? I just think, Oscar Valdez got just the best blend. And he got a chance to beat him out of the opponents. Shakur Stevenson is the least experienced. Yeah, he's the least experienced of them. He got 17 fights, 9 KOs. You know what I'm saying? How many fights you just said Ugas had? He been a pro over there in Cuba. So yeah, he got what 31 fights. Bivol, fight wise, he probably around with Shakur Stevenson around 19, but he had, he 30 something years old, ain't he? So he 28, 29, 30. So yeah, but we know Shakur, he like maybe the least experienced out of all of them. You know what I'm saying? So of course, there's some things we don't know. We know that African guy touched him on the chin a little bit. He ain't like it. I just think, everybody think because, somebody aggressor, they gonna win. I mean, that don't usually work. I think he'll win, but I don't think it's gonna be easy. I don't think it's gonna be easy at all, bro. And maybe Bivol won't be easy for Canelo because a lot of times Canelo be having an advantage going to the ring on a lot of opponents, and on a lot of opponents, bro. And it still look hard. And it still look hard. But like I said, I think Stevenson gonna have to work a little bit more than everybody else. That's my opinion. I don't care if he's scared. That's how you know a lot of these dudes ain't watch boxing, bro. A lot of these dudes ain't watch boxing, bro. I seen a lot of times when they get scared, he get in there and he get down there and whoop butt and take names. Danny Garcia for one, Buster Douglas was punching Mike Tyson with his eyes closed. Watch that fight. Real talk. He was punching Mike Tyson with his eyes closed. Every time I see my cousin talk about boxing, he brings that up. Bunching with his eyes closed. Sometimes not being scared and having fear a little, they different. And this dude's alias is Fearless. I didn't even know Shakur had an alias, Fearless. But he younger. It's more questions about him than the other title holders. Bivol in his 30s, he been in the amateur so long. You know what I'm saying? So I think Shakur, I'm not saying that Shakur gonna get upset. I just think if you're gonna pick an upset, it's gonna be him, Valdez. Canelo unbeatable, and people want to act like that don't exist. Canelo's unbeatable, and Errol Spence fighting in his own backyard too. So it's a lot of variables. It's a lot of variables that go into this. It's a lot of variables that go into this. And people will think Canelo got the heart. How when he be in competitive fights, right? He be in competitive fights, and the scorecards don't even match how competitive the fight was. We all know Canelo not losing. I just love how fans like to ignore the obvious. And we all know Earl probably won't lose unless it's via injury. And I don't have no issue with people saying Ugas got the better chance. I don't see it outside the injury, if he get injured. But we already know Earl team got a track record of doing what's best for him, and he went into the Danny Garcia fight A-OK. You know, people say he suffered injury from the Danny fight. Oh, he had the injury coming to the Danny fight. I don't know. That's all, people's opinions. But I'm the youngest guy in there, the least experienced guy in there in terms of overall everything is Shakur Stevenson. But I think he'll win. I just let you know how boxing putting pay-per-view price tag on other fights that's not competitive. Just let you know the pay-per-view ain't worth it, bro. If you got no chance of winning, especially if you fight Canelo, you have zero chance of winning. And you can't knock him out, then you go Tyson Fury, Dillian White. Tyson Fury even a bigger favorite, -650 and 430 for Dillian White. He even a bigger favorite. And they asking us to pay pay-per-view for 3 of the 4 fights I just talked about, outside Shakur Stevenson and Valdez. And I heard they was trying to put pay-per-view for that. Look at this. They just let you know boxing in a bad place. They asking for money for tune-ups. And this is what the book is telling us. It's a tune-up. These are tune-up numbers. You don't get none of them, it can go either way. You don't get none of them. Remember Floyd fought Oscar. A lot of fans thought Oscar win. A lot of fans thought Floyd was going to win. You know what I'm saying? You don't get that. You don't get nothing like this, bro. You don't get nothing like this. -11, 12, 112, Katie Taylor or Samantha Serrano. You don't get shit like that no more. That's worth the price tag. Really. For males. I mean, even females, you want to pay for it, I ain't like you. You know what I'm saying? Or even something like this. You know what I'm saying? That's respectable. Lee Woods plus 150, Colin 192. Don't know much about Lee Woods. So, they putting this pay-per-view crap. There's some crap in pay-per-view. They putting tune-ups on pay-per-view and calling them mega fights. So you gotta stay woke. But hey, it is what it is. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. That subscribe button, it's the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase chance to get notifications. You go live or drop a video. Hit the Linktree link in the description. It'll show you everywhere I'm at, producing content on. I want to make a financial donation, Cash App, $CJ Good 313, Venmo, CJ Good 313, PayPal link in the description. Appreciate the love and support. All my social media links in the description. Already hit the Linktree and all my social media links there. Shout out to I don't know what to call this. I want to playlist this one. I don't know. We call it boxing news, I guess. Since it is what it is. We call it boxing news playlist. Let me know what you girls and guys think.